Hi everyone! In this video, I'll be analyzing the mythology of humanoid cephalopoda and their roots of origin, before giving my thoughts on the movie. Note that because I'm excited for this movie, I've watched only the first trailer and nothing else. I did see a new ad, but it didn't really reveal anything. So how far back do anthropomorphic cephalopods go? Do they originate from anywhere in mythology and folklore? According to research, they originate from Native American mythology. The site reads as follows. According to the beliefs, Cilia is a creature with the lower part of an octopus and the upper body of a human. The creatures had their origin in Asian and Native American mythology, legend, and folklore. Native Americans, especially the Raven people, seem to attribute a certain connection between Cilia. Cilia is also known as the sea witch since they can control the winds and weather. Such mythical creatures are not really well known widely, but sailors know so well to never offend one. People believed that if sailors refuse to pay for her service, insult her look, or refuse to acknowledge her powers, there will be a disaster. Each Cilia has different powers such as influencing the catches of fishermen or controlling the sea, the tides, and the moon, and more. Further research has revealed, however, that Cilia is not an official name, but rather one that was invented recently. Cilia was a completely made-up name that grew traction, with everyone assuming it was the official historic name. This reminds me of how the kangaroo was named after mistaking "there he goes again" for its name in a different language. Credit goes to writing in margins for revealing this. Link to this article is in the comment section. The original name to be known first originates from the first documented story involving the creature. The name of the story was Cilia, named after the octopus woman in the story. She reveals that she is called a cilophyte. Those who are familiar with this name may prefer to use this, so as to not get confused with a real amphibian known as a cecealia. The cilophyte is benevolent in the story, and rescues a couple men from drowning, after which blossoms a romance between one of the men and the cilophyte. Sadly, the story ends in tragedy. Links to the articles featuring this story in the comment section. Now let's talk about Ruby Gillman. The story is clearly paying tribute to the mermaid's malevolent origins, when they were referred to as sirens, a term which was also used with humanoid birds before they became known as harpies. I personally don't care for the evil mermaid/siren roots, but I am happy to see a new take on humanoid octopi seen as good, even if the number of legs they have varies. Ruby has 3 legs, while her grandmother has at least 6, the ideal number. I suppose it's neat to have a unique stylization. There are also phalanges on the ends of the legs, making them resemble the limbs of inflatable tube men, or the tongues of those animal forks from my childhood. I hope we see them walk on land, as I'd like to see what the animation would look like. Ruby's bipedal form may be somewhat inspired by the toy character, Betty Spaghetti, though considerably less heavy inspiration compared to Mommy Longlegs. Her long spindly fingers remind me of the hands of furry Dr. Seuss characters. The only good humanoid cephalopoda I've seen in media are the Inklings and Octolings from the game Splatoon, as well as Washbuckler from the Skylanders franchise. His species are known as mermasquid, despite clearly resembling an octopus. The franchise also featured a race of humanoid fish known as Gillman. Ruby's last name is Gillman. I wonder what Chelsea's is? Fisherman, perhaps? Well, it's not like Ruby's last name is Octavia or Octabella. Oh wait, that one's taken. Depending on her state of being, Ruby actually has 3 different colors. Blue when in her bipedal form, purple when in her Kraken form, and violet when her bioluminescence is activated. The title probably caused many to think of my life as a teenage robot, but I rather actually thought of yet another similar title, that being I Was A Teenage Werewolf. There was an eventual sequel titled Teen Wolf. Ruby's pet resembles the Huggy Buddies from Poppy Playtime, at least the cartoon rendition. If you played ABZU or seen Help, I'm a Fish, then you'd know how truly beautiful underwater worlds can be. I'm personally very excited, not only for this reason, but also because of a personal reason. You see, I too created a very similar character. I had made a small comic/short story series centering on a Cecilia who felt like an outcast in society. Like Ruby, she was trying to learn how to be herself and thrive in the world. with her small bunch of friends. Albeit, she had much more humble origins, compared to Ruby. And unlike Ruby, who physically fights for justice, she tried to verbally stand against the arbitrary stereotypes and labels of society. I created her to be a shining light, showing the power of oddballs, displaying that sensitive and awkward people can truly make a difference. To clarify, she isn't autistic, she just has a rare personality. I'm a hobbyist, so I still occasionally do things with her. I plan on at least 2 more entries. The name Ruby Gillman is also very similar to Ruby Gloom, a franchise very dear to my heart. And ironically, the show's creator, Martin Sue, has another title called The Crackens, along with Dragon Boy. Just as was with ABZU and Help. I'm a fish. This is going to be one of the most beautiful, wondrous, and spectacular underwater adventures of all time. Here's to hoping there's no wokeism involved. I could be wrong, but I think a female was holding the "marry me" sign. After what happened with Target and Disney, it looks like boycotting is finally taking effect. Maybe now we can finally forget about and move past this nonsense, allowing us to focus our attention on the real problem at hand. Communism and our slipping freedom. As long as we're divided, however, we cannot effectively do so. I like that the producers are referencing the nature of people who cheer for looks and personality, rather than values. Everybody wanted to vote for Hillary Hinton, just because she would be the first female president. They didn't care about the evil she stood for. But that's what happens when fruitcakes are allowed to vote. That about wraps up all I have to say for this story I am eagerly awaiting to experience. Let's close out with a couple charming Kraken artworks. Yes, I know, I don't like that there was a lack of a brassiere, but the theme and atmosphere is still very much wholesome. Thank you for watching, God bless, and be with you and your household. Smiley face.